only that, we have in a state where we have the dollars trickling to the school districts where it's unaccounted. And just right here in Palm Beach, Miami-Dade County areas, we have a failed system where many black boys are not graduating with their class, a 60 to 80% failure rate with regards to that population. And they still get the most funding in the school, so for the state. So what we have to do is to make sure that those dollars are truly going to the classroom, to the student. So what we're looking at is the delivery of education. Are the dollars trickling to teaching and educating that student?
Are too many of those dollars from the state that are coming to South Florida going to administration? Is that what you're saying?
That may be. That's what we'll have to look at, and look at the whole gambit of things. If we're looking at a charter school where they're spending anywhere from 10 to 20% for overhead or administration, and our public school system is spending 40%, where 60% is going to that student or that child, then we have to look at that and see where's the delivery, there's a hiccup in that delivery.
But also just think about how the world's changed. Look, all the kids today have access to computers, they're using computers. You know, companies are using computers to teach people. I mean, if you look at how companies are training people differently. Shouldn't our kids have that same benefit? You know, they ought to have access to computers. We ought to be using virtual training programs. They ought to get out of the classroom as much as possible. We still think of bricks and mortar for classrooms. They need to get out and see the world and have more access.
So would you have signed Senate Bill 6?
Well, what I would have focused on is an improvement to Senate Bill 6. It would have focused on the measurement for teachers should have been: are their students moving to the next level? Are they ready to move to the next level? Now, the measurement has to be fair to teachers. My second daughter teaches special needs kids. Her measurement has to be different. We need to sit down with teachers, come up with a measurement system. No different than what you do in business. You come up with a measurement system, make sure you pay the best employees the best. On top of that, we have got to give parents the choice. Parents are the ones who they know what their child needs. They need as much choice as possible. And we all learn differently. I learned to fly a few years ago, and I had an instructor. He told me all he could do is tell me one way of learning something, and I learned a lot more by watching CD-ROM. Every child's different. Every child can learn. It's so exciting to come to a school like this and see all these teachers, so much interest. So every child has an opportunity. We've got to not fail them. That's our job.
Another thing we're going to do is to make sure that parents and teachers have a seat at the table, that they'll be able to give input as we make the changes to our statewide system, because that's who it's going to be directly impacting.
We're not going to be satisfied with other than being number one. We're going to do everything we can to make sure this is the best education program in the world. Now, it's going to be different. It's going to be a lot more virtual. It's going to be different. It's not going to be just